Good morning everyone, how's it going? Eric here, and you know what day it is. That's right, it's Mario Maker Monday. Okay, I know it's Tuesday, settle down, I know it's Tuesday. But, I live in Australia, which means it's Wednesday. So of course, as part of my contractual agreement as Mario Maker Monday, I have to talk about Mario Maker today. But we have good reason, because here they come. The rumours are back in town! Now, I'm no expert on this subject matter, but it seems a little bit strange to me that every time us YouTubers are walking around with our arms up in the air going, what do we talk about, everyone? What is next on the list? All of a sudden, like a gift down from the God Miyamoto himself, down come the rumours of another Nintendo Direct. It's got to be more than a coincidence, people. I'm not going to complain. I need something to talk about. So, we are going to be talking about that Direct. However, why we're talking about that Direct and why I mentioned Mario Maker in the title and why you've probably put 2 and 2 together by now is that I believe this Direct is going to be not only talking about Mario Maker, I mean, it has to, but I think it's going to be just focused on Mario Maker. Now, you may remember Directs in the past, something like the Smash Brothers one, they just focus down on one game. They grab that one game, they conceal it into one, and they say everything else out of the way because this is what we're focusing on today. I think that's what they might do. Like, if there is a Direct, this is still a complete rumor, and I'm actually kind of doubting it myself, but if it does come true, I think that's what they'll do. They'll kind of just wrap this all up in Mario Maker and say, here you go, Mario Maker. Not much else, because they revealed a lot of stuff back at that early Direct. February? And then we also had that Pokemon Direct, and I feel like we've had so much information from those two that they're gonna not want to just pour us with more information about more games when they got E3 coming up not that far down the track. Maybe we'll hear about some other games in a mini Direct or something like that, but I can't see any type of full-blown Direct coming out now. There's just, they don't want to spill the beans before the microwave can warm them up. It's better to hold those beans in the microwave until they explode. Don't put beans in the microwave, kids, I'm serious. Mario Maker, on the other hand, is coming out right around the time of E3. So I can't see them wanting to like put this in E3 and say, all right, now you have 2 days to decide whether you want to buy it after E3 or something like that. Anyway, today isn't about speculation, it's about, no, it's 100% about speculation, but it's about speculating on the Nintendo Direct if it was a Mario Maker one. And you can join in, come on in, the water's warm, I want you to speculate as well. Let me know anything that you might think would be coming up in a Mario Maker Direct if we did see one. What would you like to see out of it? What could they reveal? Now, I think the first thing that they will show in this Direct, and yes, I'm saying will, not should, not could, not maybe, they will show in this Direct, is the multiplayer, because I know, you know, everybody knows that there's got to be multiplayer of some description in this game. It's just Nintendo walking around up there on their cloud going, what is Miyamoto up there on his cloud or something? It's just Nintendo walking around going, no, who knows if there's going to be multiplayer in this game? Nobody knows. We don't even know. We'll just have to wait and see, guys. We know Nintendo. Then the question becomes, what are we actually going to see shown off in multiplayer? Is it just going to be the builder mode? Is there going to be multiplayer that we can do in playing the game as well? Is it just going to be share the controller? What is the multiplayer here? Is it going to be online? Can we play Mario Maker online? So many questions left up in the air that they can share with us. I think the next thing they have to show us is the menus. Now, I know, to some people this is going to sound really boring. You don't just show the menus, but like, honestly, it's something that I'm quite excited for, to see how they change the menus from the first game into this one. And not just the main menu either. Aren't you just a little bit interested to how the creative mode would work? How do we change controller modes? What controller modes even are there? Is there a pointer mode? Is it all done with the controller base? Is it all done on the touchscreen? What have they got to show us about that mode that we haven't learnt yet? I feel like they need to go in depth on a lot of the menus here. Maybe even like, what about the search function? What are they going to do with the search function? That's just another menu that would be like, you know, here's the bookmarks, here's the search function, here's how all this works. There's a lot of that stuff that maybe they can skim over, but there's still some stuff there that I think they need to explain because it needs explaining. A lot of us are left here wondering, did you fix the search? Despite having that first trailer, all this stuff that we just kind of went over that we don't know about. There's still so much stuff we don't know about. There is a little bit that we do know about though. And that's stuff like all the enemies. We don't know all the enemies. That's another thing they have to show. It's a lot of the enemies that are coming. There's also the items and the themes. And while I don't feel like they would have to go over each one of these, I would love to see them before launch, just to see what they look like, to see what they've actually added here. You know, don't tell us what every single theme is, but say there's 8 different themes or something like that. And considering that all we've got so far is a quick little glimpse at 3D World, I feel like they would want to spend a little bit more time telling us about 3D World. What is new in 3D World? How does this differ from the other modes? Is this just going to be completely separate? Have they managed to make them interchangeable? There's a lot there that they have to explain. The more and more that I just keep going through all this stuff, the more I'm starting to realize that it's really up to them how long they want to spend on it. But I wonder how long they will. Would they, like if they did a direct like this, would they spend like a Smash Direct worth of 40 minutes on stuff? Or would they kind of skim through it and say like, here's a 15-minute direct, an overview of the lot, and we're gonna show the rest a little bit later on, which I would see them doing because we know that they've done lots of treehouse footage and stuff like that on Mario Maker in the past. I think we would see something like that again now to kind of complement the direct. I mean, let's face it, some of the stuff that I'm going over at the moment is very much getting into the nitty gritty. Like we're just gonna get overviews of a lot of this stuff and they're not gonna go into it. But I feel like a treehouse footage would be something that for me, the person who just can't get enough of Mario Maker 2, can just absorb all that information through that. And while we're talking about stuff that could happen around the direct, it does get me wondering about like, they had a pre-launch event with the other stuff where like, they had YouTube content creators come and create some special levels. Could we see stuff like that again? Are they gonna get some creators to help push Mario Maker 2? Honestly, I think it's a really good idea just to help push the game again. I mean, if they need a content creator too, like Nintendo, email addresses below. You got, just wink with both eyes. Another thing that I would love to see announced in the direct, but actually happening around it, would be for them to have like a pre-launch demo, whatever they want to call it. What do they, test punch, a test make? Yeah, have a test make. Now, this would actually serve 2 purposes. 1, it would quench my everlasting thirst for Mario Maker. But 2, when the game actually launches, normally all we have is a bunch of reviewers and their levels that they've put up. Now, if we have a pre-launch event where we can actually design some levels ourselves and play around in it, then we get a chance to actually make some levels. So when the game launches, there's a bunch of levels already on there for people to play. I think that's a good idea. And it's also good for game reviewers when they eventually get the game themselves to review, then they have some levels that aren't just other game reviewers to play. They can play some of our crappy levels instead of just ones made by reviewers. They deserve this, guys. They don't deserve just good levels. Surely there is some more secrets they have to show us as well. I mean, think about it. They can't have showed us everything. There's got to be stuff like, maybe there's different modes that we haven't learned about yet. Instead of just the 100-man Mario, if that hasn't had a rework itself, maybe there's some other modes that we don't know about. Or maybe there's just like, how we're all sitting here going, I wonder if they'd ever put a Game Boy Mario. Super Mario Land, would they put that in there? Like, what haven't they showed us? I think that would be just as interesting, more exciting than what they even have showed us already, which is just, they showed us like, for the short trailer, there's so much stuff that we just know already. And the last thing here that I kind of think that maybe we could see in the trailer, maybe it's like a bit of a pie in the sky, is you may remember that the last game came with one of these. Just a little booklet that shows you how to make a bunch of levels and how to play around with them and stuff like that. I do wonder, would they play around with that idea again of giving us some sort of bonus with the game as a physical edition? And you could obviously, you could download that if you got the digital edition. Or would they maybe release some sort of collector's edition of the game or something like that for us to spend our hard-earned dollars on so they can reap more cash from us? That's where I keep my cash on my soul. I don't know where you keep it. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed this excuse to talk about Mario Maker again. I'm sure I'll find another excuse to talk about it in the future. And if you enjoyed today's video, do something. Do something. Make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button, be much appreciated. And remember, for great Nintendo entertainment, you can count on me. For today's end screen, I just want to say, my openers, I wonder if anyone's noticed this, but when I do my openers, I say Eric very, very weirdly. I don't know where I picked this up from, but I say good, it depends what I'm saying, but for this sake, let's say I say good. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Eric here. I always do this inflection with Eric. Eric, and I don't know where that comes from. It annoys the hell out of me. I try to drop it, and I just can't. I can't. And it's getting to me. So, if you hear me struggling with the opening, that is why. Eric here. Goodbye, everyone.